But I want to show you something. I want to show you this sign over here. We've been monitoring this sign since we got here.
Police call what that driver was doing reckless, especially on a roadway like US 41, which is usually pretty busy.
I want to show you some of the damage we've been observing. Take a look. This is a huge piece of tin roof that's been ripped off of an apartment complex not far from here.
He bonded out of the Lee County Jail this afternoon, but his house, check this out, his house is just on the other side of this white fence, and neighbors telling us that about 20 deputies actually came in from the backside here. She passed away at this intersection. You can still see a memorial standing here, and some fresh flowers still remain from Monday's memorial. Right over here through security line, we were told by someone that actually was in line to get into their flight that he was pulled off to the side, and that's when they found that gun. But you were talking about that video that I shot. We did find out that it was a house that caught on fire. We're actually going to bring in a witness, someone that actually called 911 when this all happened. Her name is Felicity Ross. Come over here, Felicity. Now, you lived here for 4 years, correct?
Yes.
Now tell us what happened.
I was leaving my mom's house.
Wink News begins with breaking news.
Around 7:30 tonight, witnesses say a man with a long gun tried to carjack people in the middle of MLK near this gas station over here near Flea Masters. The Night Beats is bringing you team coverage tonight. Let's get... And we are back with breaking news. We continue to follow this story that we've been following all day. An FMPD officer that was shot around 7:30. He is currently now in surgery at Lee Memorial. That is the scene you see there on the left. The middle screen right there, that is where it all began. Probably wondering the condition of the officer. We do not know. We know he's in surgery again. And actually Councilman Johnny Streets is asking for everyone just to please pray through the night.
We'll be sure to update you. Thanks for joining us this evening.
A 1-year-old boy is dead after being run over by a car.
It happened in Tice as the family returned home from a flea market.
Wink News begins with breaking news.
And breaking news right out of Ocala, where a woman was shot and killed inside a Walmart.
Investigators said it appears to have started over a fight.
And the hunt is on for a shooter. Police in Alabama say the person who shot 2 teens in a mall is still on the run tonight. And breaking right now, there is a large deputy presence in Lehigh Acres tonight. We're not sure what they're looking for, but we know it's centered around this black SUV right here.
Fast-paced debate in Tampa.
That's right. On national television, they tackled key issues like our water quality crisis and health care. Meanwhile, early voting starts tomorrow in most of Southwest Florida. Now, Wink News is Campaign Central, and we have team coverage ahead of the midterm election. And breaking in the last hour, a 6th person has died in a massive wildfire that's forced more than 35,000 people from their homes. Some 12,000 firefighters are working 24-hour shifts. And as the group was leaving the Tea Room Lounge across from the Edison Mall around 5 this morning, all 3 people hurt are expected to survive. Officers spent hours today gathering evidence and interviewing witnesses. They say charges are pending. And it's just the latest in a string of gun violence this month. 12 days ago, 2 people were killed at the Bell Tower shops in South Fort Myers. The Wink News drone just shows you how bad it's been for people that live there. Now, let's show you exactly what they'll be doing. Starting tomorrow at 9 a.m., divers will go into the water and install 44 bubble diffusers. Are resting for another year as the annual Sand Sculpting Festival on Fort Myers Beach has come to a close. Check this out. A porch pirate in Apopka opens up a can of worms literally when she steals this package right here. The entire incident caught on a doorbell camera. The porch pirate could face felony charges.
She really opened up a can of worms on that one. I didn't even know you could order worms. You learn something new every day, right?
I mean, if you have a bearded dragon, I guess, you know, it's a requirement.
Right.
From Monday's memorial, and new tonight we spoke to a man who basically raised her, who said no amount of money will bring her back.
I stop by the site all the time. We remember her that way. She's in our hearts.
It's been 1 year since Jessica Green died at this intersection, 8th Court and Southwest 32nd Terrace, 6 days after Hurricane Irma. A memorial now stands there.
We've known her almost all her life.
Jeff Jones is a family friend of Jessica and her mother. His son and her were best friends. Today, Wink learned this city is proposing settling with Jessica's family to the tune of $200,000. Her family filed a wrongful death lawsuit claiming the Irma debris should have been removed, preventing the tragedy.
I give it all back plus $1 billion more to have her back. It's a monetary value, but it's not a value to me. I'd rather have her here.
Wink News did speak to the other driver involved who agreed with her family.
Take responsibility. They should have been on top of that.
According to court documents, the city received notification of the tree blocking the stop sign 1 day before the deadly crash.
There's a lot of things that the city could have done. A portable stop sign would have helped. I know they were overwhelmed after Hurricane Irma, but there's a lot of stuff that everybody could have done.
It's a sight nobody wants to see. Dead animals covered in algae in their backyard.
It didn't really seem to hit home until it was literally in my own backyard.
Just this morning, Maria Farmer says these ducks were alive.
It was just so fast, and then the first thing I thought was, oh my gosh, what if that had been a child?
Farmer and her boyfriend thought about burying the dead ducks.
I actually felt like, you know, the ducks, they were living creatures. They deserve the respect of a burial. But when I got close to them and took those photos, the sight of that death, I just got so scared.
It's hard, you know, because you don't know how toxic this is going to be for you. So, you know, you try and call, FWC or Crow.
We called Crow and FWC too. Crow says they can only help living animals and only if they're in distress. FWC asked if neighbors could bag, freeze, and ship the animals for testing because they don't have the resources right now to have someone to come out. We did see a flock of ducklings swimming nearby. Farmer fears they could be next. When you see these little ducklings over here, what sort of goes through your mind?
They're gonna die.
Yeah. There's no doubt about it.
No, I mean, it killed much larger ducks pretty quickly, so that's the same spot they were swimming in.
Are you ready?
Megan Davidson loves being a mom.
I guess the snuggles. Yeah. When they come up to you and they just want to be held, that's my favorite part.
But last June, at 9 months pregnant, her life changed.
It seems kind of surreal, like it doesn't really, I don't know. I'm not like, wow, I got struck by lightning.
Megan tells me she was just days away from meeting the newest member of her family when she was struck by lightning right here.
I was having irregular contractions throughout the day because I was about a week before my due date.
What do you remember about that day?
Nothing. Okay. Absolutely nothing. I probably like a week prior and about 5 days after. I don't have any memory.
Both Megan and her newborn baby's heart stopped. Baby Owen died 2 weeks later.
We lost a child after I was struck by lightning. Getting pregnant again is really exciting.
Right. We didn't know if she was going to be able to be pregnant again after, going through a emergency C-section, and just we didn't know what the damage the lightning had done. Just her remarkable recovery and how God just pulled her through it so fast.
Megan and her husband Matt are now expecting again, but baby Owen isn't forgotten.
We donated what organs were salvageable. We don't know who got him or anything.
Just knowing he's in heaven brings comfort.
Absolutely.
The Davidsons say their faith community was an amazing support system since their tragedy, and on this Mother's Day, their hearts are filled with gratitude.
When I laid down last night, I was just so thankful just to have everyone in the house, everyone healthy and well, and just, because that very easily couldn't have been the situation.
Definitely want to point out that God is good all the time,
right.
Even amongst tragedy and trials and pain, even though it doesn't make sense, He has a plan.
And the Davidsons thank the entire Southwest Florida community for their outpour last year, and baby Ozzy is due on October 3rd.